Alright guys, got a Hoss talk. I'm gonna call this What If? And my message with this is I wanna put some things in your brain to think about and give you a different perspective on things. So my statement here is, what if you were gonna feel the same regardless of what you did? Okay, so hear me out. So what if you were gonna be sore from your job? Your muscles, your joints were gonna be sore from your job. No matter what, whether you decided to go to the gym after work or whether you didn't, you would still be sore. And what if you would always be the same level of sore and have the same level of discomfort and tightness and whatever, regardless of what you did? Would that change what you do, right? Because a lot of times we spend time trying to avoid discomfort, but then we get the same discomfort anyway, right? Yes, you can have injuries from working out, from playing sports, but you can also have injuries from work. You can have injuries from inactivity also. This is why old people fall and they break bones. It's an injury from inactivity, right? So you can have injuries from activity or inactivity. I want you to think about in your brain, just for argument's sake and perspective's sake, if the outcome would be the same, if you were gonna have the same amount of injuries, the same amount of discomfort, would that change the activities you do? If you're gonna make $50,000 a year, no matter what you did, would that change the job you have? Okay? If you were gonna be stressed, no matter what, would that change the people you would interact with, the places you would go, the things that you would do in your life? If you were gonna be tired, no matter how much you slept, whether you slept 15 hours or whether you slept 4 hours, you're still gonna be the same amount of tired. Would that change your sleep habits? You can you can ask yourself these questions about a lot of different things. If you were gonna get the same results, option A or option B, which one would you pick and why? Okay? Because a lot of times you'll hear people, you might do it to yourself. People will avoid discomfort and then still be gifted with the discomfort. They take a higher paying job because they want more money, and they end up spending more money because they're not happy with the job. So now they gotta have the nicer car, the flashier house, because they're trying to get themselves happy because they're not happy with their job. You got other people that are doing exactly what they want to do out of a job. And it's not like they're broke, they're not destitute, they're not poor, but they don't have the same desire for these material things to validate their pursuit, because they get this great sense of fulfillment from their job. You got people that have healthy, strong bodies that work out every day. You've got people that work in offices, and even though it's not a physical job, their bodies are breaking down too. They're sitting at a keyboard all day, they got carpal tunnel. Well, okay, well, Hoss, if you box, you're gonna get carpal tunnel too. Okay, again, to my point, which way would you rather get the result if the results were guaranteed to be the same across the board? And think through some of these things, write them down. It'll be interesting to see what thoughts come up to you when you take some time and really try to reflect on this, because a lot of the suffering I see in the world, a lot of the discomfort, a lot of the incontentment is because people do these activities and they're just flying through the activities. They're not thinking through what they're doing. They're not thinking through why. They don't know why. If they had an opportunity to do something differently, they wouldn't even do it, because they wouldn't have the capacity to think about making that change. They would never think through it. They would just continue out of habit to do what they've done already, which is fine if you're happy, but most people are not. And you know that. You look around, you go to the grocery store, look around, see how many people you see at the grocery store smiling without you telling them a joke or making a funny. Look around. Most people are not happy, okay? When you start to think about living more decisively, like what things can you do? What would you really want to do? If you could do whatever you would, I say you could do whatever you want. Here's the whole book. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Most people would not even have an answer for that, okay? And I think this all comes back to, you got to think about what you would do if these outcomes were all the same. If you're going to make the same money, You're gonna be the same level of tired. What would you do? What would you change? Right? If there was no threat of, I can't work out at the gym tonight with my buddies because I'm gonna be too tired for work tomorrow. If I remove that threat, if you were gonna be the same amount of tired whether you worked out or not, would you work out? Why or why not? These are not questions for you to answer to me, these are questions for you to answer to you. Same thing with everything else. You go join a sports league as an adult. Let's say you're gonna be the same amount of sore, no matter what. I told you, you're gonna work your 40-hour week, you're gonna be X level sore. You go to play, I don't know, roller hockey after work, you're gonna be the same level sore. Would that encourage you to go play roller hockey? Why or why not? These are questions for yourself to answer. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. This is something that I've been writing out and thinking about, and see what you get. If you like it, give some comments. Let me know what you came up with. Appreciate it. Team Hoss, get out there.